All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to the Akim out here that's doing and pushing his work in truth and sincerity. We'll start off with the book of 2 Corinthians, okay, 8, and we'll start at 12, okay. It says, "For if there be first a willing mind, it is accepted according to that a man has, and not according to that he has not." Okay. So in this truth and this faith that we are a part of, okay, we don't look at, you know, the things that a brother may be lacking, you know, to a certain degree. Okay. Some brothers may not uh, you know, have had the best, school. Hey, focusing on school is a tough task in itself, you know. But you might not have a diploma, okay, or the things of this world, the resources of this world, okay. Um, but that brother could be a sincere brother, you know. You could be a diligent brother, you know. Um, and that's what is important in this faith. It's hard to find people that's willing to be a part of this truth and wanting to do this thing, sincerely. Okay, so the ones who are a part of this thing, you know, that want salvation. Excuse me. We got to keep them brothers, close. Okay, close as loving that brother. Okay, charity. Okay, the scriptures say charity covers a multitude of sins. Okay, and charity don't always have to go into money, or giving brothers certain amount of dollar bills and stuff like that. You know, but it says for I mean not that other men be eased and you be burdened, but by an equality, that now at this time your abundance may be a supply for their want, that their abundance also may be a supply for your want, that there may be equality. And the scriptures talks about the commonwealth of Israel. Okay, this is something for all of us, you know to have some type of wealth. Okay, especially in the kingdom. We're not going to have to worry about you know the struggle of having to pay for bills, or the different circumstances that brothers are forced upon brothers. Okay, um we're not gonna have to worry about these things. The elect is gonna be great. Okay, and you're not gonna have to worry about the financial aspect of things. Okay, but you know we're on this side right now, dealing with these curses, dealing with the BS, dealing with the circumstances. Okay, some brothers, have a little bit more money, to be able to get through certain things than other brothers. Okay. But just because that brother has, certain things, you know, certain financial advantages, right, or abundance and whatever it is, doesn't mean that, that brother, can just have those things, okay, and then not, you know, if a brother does need something, okay, uh, he doesn't, help him out. That's not charity. Okay, it says, is it is written, he that had gathered much had nothing over, and he that had gathered little had no lack. Okay, but thanks be to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which puts the same earnest care into the heart of Titus for you. Okay. Well, yeah, the point was in the 15th verse. Okay. He that gathered much had nothing over. Okay. So we got enough money, to be able to supply, our life, what we have, whatever lifestyle it is. Okay. Now, this thing is not to take away from any brother's lifestyle. Okay, you got some people who, you know, get jealous about that, because this brother has certain things, that he's supposed to just give up everything, you know, um, uh, for other people, you know, and you don't know whether or not this person, um, you just store away everything for somebody. We don't tell people to do that, you know, or just go out here. You got a whole family, you know, um, just don't even provide for your family. You know, that's going way above, uh, way above things. Now, uh, like the rich man, when Yahweh Shah told him, go sell all that he have and give to the poor. You know, the, we supposed to be realizing that the Lord is the one who provided all these things for us. Okay? He put us in these certain, situations for us to be able to realize that He is the one who provides for us. Okay? So if He provided, He can take it away. Okay? And if He take it away from a brother, okay, then guess what? Another brother that has it, okay, could be able to, help, step up, or brethren can step up, because it's not just a one man show. Okay, uh, brethren can step in, you know, and give according to their measure. You know, so you know, it's the Commonwealth of Israel. Okay, now the Lord, He wants us to have this mindset towards one another. Okay, uh, I put it in Chat GPT, of course. Looking for certain scriptures, just things go on the topic, right? It says GMS often emphasizes that these passages primarily concern helping faithful Israelite brothers in the truth, okay? Not indiscriminately, that's a long word, indiscriminately supporting everyone, okay? Just throwing out money here, throwing out money there, throwing out money. You don't even know this person, you know? It says, it says they also stress discernment. Help brothers who are genuinely in need, not those who are idle or taking advantage of others. Okay, those with more resources at a given time should be willing to assist brothers who are temporarily lacking. Okay, and that's what because the Lord can easily flip that around. You can easily flip your situation around. This brother, that's temporarily lacking, he could be on a come up. Okay, and then the whole time you think you got it, you think that that's the security for you, right? The next thing you know, boom, certain things start happening. Or the Lord, if you ain't living right, it just take you out. You know, if that's what He see fit, okay. But or He could just have all different types of things around you just start happening, okay. So you know the 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 brother that's temporarily lacking, it could be for a moment, you know? And you can have those resources, you know, for that point in time, but then it could end up, being flipped to where you end up being temporarily lacking. And then guess what? Now, brothers is gonna remember, how you was when you had it. You know, should I help this brother out? You know, I remember that used to happen. You know, when brothers was younger in the faith. You know, uh, something happened. You ask for help from a brother who got it, and the brother say hell no. The next thing you know, not even that far down the line, a couple months go by, weeks, and then it's like, hey, brother, I need you. Hold on, you just said no to me before, you know? Should I help you out? You know? Now, look how the tables turn, you know? But through the Spirit, you end up giving, if that's what the Lord put the Spirit on you to do, to help a brother out, you know? And some Jake, man, they get high minded with finances and stuff like that, acting like the Lord can't just flip that like a switch, man. You know, scriptures talk about the Lord can make a man rich overnight if he wanted to. You know, so it says the body functions together with different brothers having different gifts and circumstances. Okay, so different brothers have different circumstances. Certain brothers, you know, have more what you would call stable, you know, probably coming in every day. You know, some of us may come in, have that money coming in every week. Some of us don't know when they come in, you know, but you know it's gonna come. Okay, so it's different gifts and different circumstances. Okay, some brothers got to work, you know, to getting their their finances. Okay, I'm talking about like working with their hands, or going to go out there, doing gig work and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, someone who's unwilling to work, uh, not genuinely, you know, or it says not someone who genuinely cannot or is experiencing hardship. Okay, the biblical pattern is to combine compassion with wisdom and accountability. Okay, because this brother who may be lacking, you got to work. Okay, you're accountable for yourself. You're responsible for yourself. Okay. Now the brothers, we are responsible for our brothers. We're accountable for our brothers. We're also accountable for ourselves and our how we, you know, do things. So just because somebody do something, wrong to you, don't mean that you go out there and do it right back to them. Okay. But let me get this last one. Okay, First John 3 and 17. It says, "But whoso has this world's goods or world's good and sees his brother have need and shuts up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?" Right? And the scriptures talk about, you say that you love the Lord who you don't see, but you hate your brother who you do see. How can you say you love the Lord? Okay. It says, my little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. Okay? Practical acts, okay? Practicing the truth, doing what we, showing that we are those men. Okay? These are the things that we gotta do, okay, on this side. And in the kingdom, we're not gonna have to worry about these things, but this thing is a thing of faith, you know? And that could be a faith booster for someone who, maybe literally, genuinely struggling. You know, you got brothers that, you know, stuck by them and helped them out. And that's, the Lord put the spirit on brothers to come through and help that brother out, you know, help him get out that situation. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to see Shalom until next time.